Did the government inform Jamaicans about the gold mine in Mainridge, Clarendon?
Speaking with Dan Simons this morning from C3 Metals. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Dan. Look, tell us a bit more about this recent update from you. Multiple gold targets you've identified here at Mainridge in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Mainridge, that concession on three sides, we surround the past producing Pennants mine, which is a gold mine that closed in 2004. And a lot of people don't think of Jamaica necessarily as a mining jurisdiction, but mining is the second largest industry there, primarily due to the bauxite operations. But there was a gold mine as recently as 2004, and the Mainridge concession surrounds that old pit actually on three sides. At Pennants mine, they were mining one epithermal vein. It was a small resource at 73,000 tons pre-43-101, but was running 21 grams per ton. We have gone out with what we found at our Arthur Seat concession, have looked at along that major fault district, the Crawl River Fault. We went over to Mainridge, looking at some of the splay faults coming off the Crawl River. And along the Bennett Fault, we've now mapped out over 4 kilometers of gold targets with rock chip samples at surface up to 35 grams a ton.
So you suspect here Mainridge and Arthur's Seat, they host similar geochemical signatures, do you?
We think so. You know, there is one epithermal vein mine at the past producing Pennants mine. What we're finding at Mainridge, what we know from the samples taken out of Pennants mine and what we're seeing at Arthur's Seat, the textures of these epithermal veins and epithermal breccias are nearly identical. So we think that there's potential. It's one system. At Arthur's Seat, we've mapped this out now over a 3 kilometer by 5 kilometer area. At Mainridge, we have 4 kilometers along strike of the Bennett Fault. What we're curious to learn, and the potential exists now for if this epithermal veining was caused by a slip fault along the Crawl River Fault, where, you know, part of the ground's moving this way and the other part's moving that way, and it gives a pathway for the fluid to come up through these epithermal veins, then we have 20 kilometers of potential across C3 mineral concessions, which is exciting. We can't prove that yet, but we have some over here at Arthur's Seat. We have some here at Mainridge, and now we're trying to connect the dots.
So what are the follow-up plans, Dan?
Well, right now we've just kicked off a drill program at Arthur's Seat. We've moved very quickly with that one. At Arthur's Seat, we discovered this in the summer. We announced it to the market mid-September. We filed for drill permits at the end of September, and only 2 months later, I think also speaks to Jamaica's willingness to do business in the mineral exploration space. Only 2 months later, in late November, announced we received those permits. Started drilling in December. So we've got 5 holes completed of a 25-hole program. Hole number 6 on the way. So we have assays pending now at the lab, and we should have some good news flow here coming over the next 6 weeks or so. We've also, we're just in the process of preparing our drill permit application on the Mainridge concession. So given the history of our previous 2 permits in Jamaica have taken about 2 months, we would expect to receive that in the spring. And that will give us a 30-kilometer trend along the Crawl River Fault that we would have permitted for exploration for 5 years with unlimited drill holes, unlimited drill pads. So we're pretty excited about the opportunity in Jamaica.
Good to speak, Dan. Thanks for the update.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for having me.